Welcome to the Hardcore Closer Podcast. I'm Ryan Stewman, founder of HardcoreCloser.com, and this podcast is all about helping you, the salesperson, close more sales. And look, whether you're selling cars, homes, financial services, consulting, whatever it is that you sell, this podcast is dedicated to help you generate higher quality leads, increase your closing ratios, and show you how to charge premium fees for the items you sell so you can get paid what you're worth. What up, Closer Nation? Welcome to episode number 88 of the THC podcast, and I am glad that you are here. Look, if it's your first time, be sure to check out the previous episodes. There's at least 87 of them, obviously, maybe more, depending on when you're looking in the future. And do me a favor, and I'm only going to ask one thing from you, right? That's all. Just one thing. One simple, easy to do, easy to just take you a couple seconds to go knock it out. Let's leave me a review on iTunes. Hear me out. Let me plead with you why. Because I'm about to deliver some of the best content you're going to catch on iTunes. I'm going to share with you some stuff today that are straight up life hacks. And I've got 87 other episodes full of sales, life, and mental hacks that will get you to the next level. I put in the time, I put in the expertise, and I brought it here. And all I'm asking you to do is go punch a little 4 or 5 star review over on iTunes. Look, I'm not even asking for you to say that I'm the best, right? That's up to you. You can go over there and leave me a review that says nothing about the show and simply pitches your product, and I will still read it on the air. Here's the thing. I'm trying to reach 300 million people. This year, we reached 128 million so far. And while that may seem like a lot to you, it's not enough to me, and it's not even halfway to the goal that I've set for myself. And we're working on it. We're growing, and you know, things are obviously moving ahead, but I need your help, and giving reviews is one of those ways. It's a way for you to give back to the sales community, because guess what? When other salespeople, they type in sales and they go and they look at iTunes and mine pops up, my show, the THC, this show pops up because of the reviews that you and your friends and other people have left, and they get exposed to this content, then they get to up and level up their life and do better as well. You know, we're helping everybody out. You're not just helping me. You're not just helping yourself by listening to this. You're not just helping to me. You're helping other people, future people that could be listening to this, like the first timers that are on this right now. And you're not exempt from this, first timers. But here's what I do know. I know that if you'll leave me a review, then it'll help me get more exposure to where I can change the lives of more people, because I am dedicated to changing the lives of 300 million people. And if you could help me do that just in one small way while you're listening to the show anyway, I greatly appreciate it. So, all right. Matter of fact, speaking of reviews, let's see. We got a 5-star right here, a 5-banger. I've read a 1-star review on here before, ladies and gentlemen. I just don't get many. I don't get less than 5 stars. The 1-star review was a dude that we kicked out of our sales talk group anyway. So it says, no holds barred, in your face domination, 5 stars. Josh Putzer, Symmetry Financial. Ryan is a beast. He walks the walk, talks the talk, and delivers. Every episode is packed with nuggets and conviction. Number 1 rule of selling is to believe what you sell. There's no doubt Ryan believes in himself and his ability to bring out the beast in you. Keep it coming. Josh Pulser, life insurance agency and agent developer. We give people a symmetrical balance of time and money. If your bank is empty in either category, search Putzer Agency. That's Putzer Agency on Facebook, and drop them a line. I appreciate that, Josh. See, I'll promote your business. You help me promote mine. I'll help you promote yours. I'm not against that at all. So before we get into the content real quick, though, it's that time of year, ladies and gentlemen, where, you know, we start to get a lot of packages on our front porch, and we start to have a lot of presents in our house and wrapped under the tree. And sadly, it's also the time of year where the bad guys show up. Because I would tell you, if I wasn't fortunate enough to be in the situation I am right now, and I have 3 kids, and I couldn't get a job or whatever the case may be, I would come get your presents. Yep. I'm like that. I'm that kind of guy. Fortunately, I work hard, so I don't have to. I've been given another chance out here by this life, and have been prosperous by helping people. But I know a lot of my friends that feel the same way too, right? If it's your family or mine, hopefully you feel the same way about your family. But if it's your family or mine, I'm going to take care of mine first. And unfortunately, a lot of people that don't want to work like you and I, that don't want to go get a job somewhere and provide, they'd rather just take the evil way out. Unfortunately, those people are out there. And they look for this time of year. It's kind of like a seasonal business to them, right? And all jokes aside, they look this time of year to go out there and rob people. And I know many of us that listen to this show pack heat. And, you come to one of our houses, you shoot a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, shit, shoot first, call the cops later. if you call them at all. You might just like sweep them under the rug and leave them out there for the dumpster. If you live in Texas, right, you don't even have to call the cops. You just like sit them out there on the curb. The trash truck will come by and pick them up. No big deal. I'm over exaggerating, obviously, and I've never done that. So I'm not saying you're advocating that you try it at home. However, if someone does break into your house, I believe you should shoot the motherfucker, right? But here's the thing. Even for those of you that own guns, wouldn't it be better to have an alert that gave you a 5 to 10 second advantage where you could reach for that gun or unlock the gun if you've got kids or take the trigger safety off the gun or whatever weird shit that they've, guilted you into putting on your gun instead of just leaving it there like you see in the movies or whatever. And that gave you a 15 to 30 second advantage over that bad guy to where when they came in, you were ready, cocked, arm, loaded, bullet to the motherfucking head, right? I can provide you that protection. You can go to yourfreealarm.com, and if they come for your house this year, they fucking ain't leaving. You know what I'm saying? You can go to yourfreealarm.com. You can get signed up over there. And look, first of all, it's free. We'll install the alarm. But I tell you what, one night about 2 months ago, I was sleeping, dead sleep, and I heard that noise in the middle of the night. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Man, I levitated the fuck off my bed, grabbed my fucking weapon, rolled through the fucking house, man. And I'm about to shoot this motherfucker coming through my door, right? Go through the house, and the back door had blown open, right? The kids, I had went to sleep a little early. Kids stayed up a little late. They didn't shut it all the way. And so, because you can look, we got cameras in the house, right? So we can look at the replays and the live feed and all that good stuff. So, but anyway, I'm telling you that beep, no matter what door they were coming from, would give me a 15-second advantage to where that's all I need. That beep goes off, it woke me instantly up because we don't have an alarm clock or anything that goes off. We all wake up naturally in our house. I heard that beep, man. My hand was on that fucking thing so quick, man. But this gave me a significant advantage. Luckily for me in this situation, it was just the wind blowing the door. But this time of year, especially for those of you that, we're in sales. We live in nice neighborhoods. We drive nice cars and shit like that. So it's just something to think about. And also think about the people that you love, because we can, yourfreealarm.com is something that's provided nationwide. Anybody can get their installation in all 50 states, even Hawaii, even up there in cold ass Alaska. But anyway, so go to yourfreealarm.com, keep your family, your possessions, your home safe, and give you an advantage over bad guys should they be foolish enough to test a motherfucker. That's a cool thing about owning your own business. You always wanted to say some gangster shit like that about one of your business. It just so happens in the alarm business, like it's yourfreealarm.com. Aim for the head, right? Like I can come up with my own fucking slogan. So, whatever, there's no hold bars over here. It's like your free alarm. I wish a motherfucker would. Oh man, it's great being an entrepreneur in this in this great country. So, all right, let's jump into the episode, ladies and gentlemen. One more time, yourfreealarm.com. We're going to talk about 5 tips for avoiding distractions and getting more done. Okay, so here's the thing. Like, a lot of people say they don't have time, which I believe is complete bullshit, and I'm all about fucking that excuse. I hate that excuse. Because when, my folks that work for me, they never say that. My business partners never say that. My employees never say that. Our contractors never say that. Our affiliate partners never say that. And my clients don't even say that. They don't say I don't have enough time. That's an excuse that I've taken off the table for all of them. I like to take it off the table for you today too, if you choose. But here's the thing. We all have 24 hours. The fact that Elon Musk has used those 24 hours to make billions. And matter of fact, in like 42 minutes, just last week, Jeff Bezos made $6 billion, pushing him to the #1 spot. In 42 minutes, that motherfucker made $6 billion. I think that's what it is. Let me Google it real quick. Jeff Bezos, richest man. I think it was 42 minutes. He made $7 billion. Yeah. So, and like, they say an overnight, but it was like a 42-minute window that he made $6 billion, pushing him to $90 billion. Guess, we got a little background music there. So pushing him to $90 million. So think about this for a second, or $90 billion. Think about this for a second. He has the same 24 hours you do. So what makes Jeff Bezos this super, super ultra elite, richest dude on the planet, right? Or at least richest dude in dollars on the planet. I'm pretty sure some of those kings and stuff, and probably Putin's the richest dude on the planet. Who are we kidding, right? That dude, like, what? They don't need money. Like, when there's some point where you just don't. Anyway, I go on forever. So the thing is, he's focused. When he built Amazon, he logged in and focused. And I always say, closers close, right? We finish what we start. Every time I talk with a mentor, every time I take on a new project, I always say, hey, I finish what I start. That's me. If I start something, I finish it. And the way to do that is by avoiding distractions. And I'm gonna share with you today the ways that I avoid distractions and stay focused. This is the way that billionaires operate. Listen, I've read thousands of books at this point in my life. Thousands. I've reviewed dozens on my site just within the last year alone on hardcorecloser.com. So if you're looking for, just go to hardcorecloser.com and look at the book reviews. If you're looking for sales books and business books and whatever, even some fiction shit that I've thrown in there as well. But here's the thing. The things that I'm about to share with you, this is how billionaires operate. This is why I operate that way. Am I a billionaire? No, but I know that success leaves clues. So why wouldn't I pick it up things for me to use, right? So that's what I'm exactly doing here. I'm going to share with you the success tips and the focus, the tips to stay focused and avoid distractions of the super ultra mega rich, right? Number one, live and die by a schedule. This is non-negotiable. See, you think you live by a schedule, but you probably don't. And the reason why is you have to do your time. You can't let your time do you. I learned that from the old school convicts when I was locked up in the state prison back in the early 2000s. They said, you got to do your time. You got to get on a schedule and you got to do your time. You can't let the time do you. You see, the people that just sat around in their bed all day, the time did them. They sat around in their bunk all day. They just hung out in their cell all day. Man, that time was slow for them. Be the longest year, 2, 5, 10, 20 years of their life. Me, I did my time. I had a routine. I'd go to breakfast, then I would go to work. Then when I got off work, I would go to the gym. Then when I would get done, or the rec yard, then by the time I was done with the rec yard, then I hit chow time. Then by the time I was hit chow time, I had this whole thing about doing time. Then when I got out here in the free world, I started doing the same thing. I was already used to doing my time. And so I started to live and die by a schedule. Here's what happened. I quickly surpassed everybody else that was in the company that I worked for. When they released me from federal prison in 2008, I got a job within about 90 days at one of the largest banks in the state of Texas, the largest independently owned mortgage bank in Texas. And within 90 days of taking that job, because it takes a few minutes to get acclimated back into the mortgage world, I was the number one producer in the company. And the reason why was because I could outwork everybody else, but I'm not smarter than everybody else. I didn't work more hours than everybody else. I did one thing that they didn't do. I controlled my time. I did my time. So living and dying by a schedule is non-negotiable. Now let's talk about what living and dying by a schedule really means. That means that if you were picked up by CSI because they thought you did some fucked up shit, they would be able to refer to your schedule and see every single move you made throughout the entire day. There is no downtime. You see, what I do is every night when I leave work, I make sure that I've cleaned everything off my schedule. I've done every single thing that's on my schedule. Not a to-do list, but on my schedule, which means I allotted the time to do it. Then when I get home, I have things on my schedule too. Family movie night, date night, spend time with kids, dinner at this place. Like, it's all on my schedule. I put my personal and family life on the schedule as well. Because listen, if it's important enough in business for me to make time for it, then it needs to be important enough. My personal life needs to be important enough for me to make time for it as well. So putting it on the schedule makes it real in business. Putting it on the schedule makes it real in my family life too. But every single day I live and die by a schedule. And what I'm doing is I'm doing this schedule. And basically, I'm trying to stay ahead of this schedule. If I allot myself 30 minutes for a task, I'm trying to do it in 23. If I allot myself an hour for a task, I'm trying to do it in 40 minutes so that I can start getting ahead for the day. Because when I finish, then I get to do the busy work. If I have blank spots in my schedule, that's where I get to fill people in, take appointments, do busy work. But the schedule is day in and day out, every single slot, every single thing I plan to do for the day. And I don't leave work until I'm done. And I can tell you what, the billionaires do this too, because they can't, that most of them even hire somebody to manage their schedule for them. Like if you watch Gary Vaynerchuk or Grant Cardone on video, and the reason why I use them is they're both worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and they both do very, very well in business. And And they are both a great example of somebody who manages. I mean, they're all over the place. They have the same amount of time we do, and they're making 50 videos a day and everything else. I want you to think what the deal with those guys is. They have someone managing their time for them, someone following them around, taking phone calls, an assistant that's running there and managing their entire thing for them, telling them where to go, what to do, their talent. That's it. And so think about that. That they're able to produce on the high level they are because of the schedule. Same for me. Success leaves clues. They're left there for you to use. And I'm telling you right now, you need to live and die by a schedule. If you want, and here's the thing about a schedule too. If you're on schedule and someone comes in, you're like, hey, are you on my schedule? No, you can't distract me. Right now, I'm in the studio recording the podcast. No, there's like a do not disturb. There's a sock on my door. Like in college, there's a do not disturb sign hanging from my door. And my team knows, don't come in here when that sign's up. There is no emergency that matters that you could come in here when that sign's up. And so they don't. And because they know I live and die by a schedule, they respect it. Did it happen overnight like that? No, but they sure know now. So living and dying by a schedule is non-negotiable. It is a must. If you are going to become super hyper, my buddy David Goggins says hyper focused. If you're going to become hyper focused, you got to live and die by a schedule, because the schedule is what keeps you focused. And when you see blank spots, you start filling them with the busy work you need to do. You wake up in the morning, 6:30 in the morning, look over at your phone, and you see that your schedule, you run out of shit to do today at 2:30. Start adding stuff to it that you know you need to do and get it done. Don't just say, at 2:30 I'll get around to it. Add it. Let's make it real. Let's get it done. Number 2. There's this cool plugin if you use the Chrome browser. I don't know why you would use any other browser but Chrome, but look, I'm not judging you. I mean, I am, but I just don't know which browser you use. I'm telling you that Chrome is the best. That's the Chrome browser. Anyway, inside of Chrome, they have something called the Facebook newsfeed Eradicator. Write that down, Facebook newsfeed Eradicator. What this thing does is it gets rid of your newsfeed. And so when you log into Facebook on your desktop, there is no newsfeed, nothing to scroll, nothing to look at. You have to actually go and punch in people's pages, or you can save groups and pages that you visit on a regular basis, and you can go check those out. But it keeps you from getting sucked into the newsfeed. It just wipes it out altogether. The Facebook newsfeed Eradicator, it's 100% free. It's a plugin. You just open. It's an extension, not a plugin. It's an extension that you put in Chrome, and you just turn it on, and it gets rid of your entire newsfeed. This way, when you go into Facebook, because we've all got to use social media, but this way, when you go into Facebook and you're in there, you can just work your groups. You can just work on your personal page, respond to the messages on your personal page, hit up the people that are on your Dream 25 list, and move on about your day. It keeps you hyper-focused, no distractions. That newsfeed's gone. Now, right, as far as I know, Facebook is the only one. Like if you're on Twitter or LinkedIn or whatever, LinkedIn, there ain't much of a newsfeed anyway. But Twitter, I don't know if there's something like that for Twitter, but Facebook is the one that sucks up the most of my time, so the Eradicator works really well. Number 3 is do not disturb signs. And so here's the thing. I mentioned a little bit about this earlier, but this has been huge for me. When I worked from home, Amy, my beautiful wife, she is the coolest person on the planet, absolutely gorgeous, hard to say no to her, right? And she would come in to my office, and I have French doors. She would open them, and she would say, honey, what about this? And I was like, listen, you can't just ambush me. I'm used to working alone all these years. You can't just come in and ambush me. You know, like you got to send me a text message and I'll tell you when it's cool to come in here. And at first she's like, well, you know how ladies are, right? You know, she got a little inner feelings about, well, I can't just come in here and talk to you anytime, yet you're in the house with me. And I'm like, yeah, just pretend like I'm not in the house with you. Like pretend I was in an office building somewhere, which I am now, but pretend. And so after a while, no more ambushes. And so same with my team. Nobody comes peeping their head. When I put the do not disturb sign, my door's shut and the do not disturb sign's on, or if we're in the studio and the recording sign's on, there's no ambushes. Nobody's trying to sneak in on us. Nobody's got an emergency. There's nothing. We are not EMT, police officers, or military armed forces. There is no emergencies in this business that can't get fixed a few minutes later when we're done doing what we're doing. So you need to put that policy in your business too. When you're on your schedule, focus on the task at hand, put the do not disturb sign up, no ambushes, and make sure that you get that task done. Number 4, best way to avoid distractions and staying focused is to wake up early. I wake up about 4:30 every single morning. No alarm clock needed, y'all. I wake up at 4:30 because from 4:30 to 6:30, the world is fucking silent. Silence. It's fucking quiet. And guess what? That allows me to start emailing the people while they're asleep so that they're not replying yet. I'm not having conversations. I'm sending one-way emails out. I'm sending one-way Facebook messages. I'm making all my early morning motivational posts on Facebook and Instagram. I'm doing my thing, making sure I get my contact out of there. And by the time that 2 hours is up, boom, I'm gone. I'm back in the office doing things like podcasts, being the CEO of nutrition companies and alarm companies and real estate companies. Like I'm doing big man shit. You know what I'm saying over here? And I've got all the small talk, the emails sent out, all that stuff early in the morning. Got it out early, done. People say, oh, there's not enough hours in the day. Wake up a few hours earlier. Guess what? What I know is at nighttime, when you stay up late, you tend to get distracted, right? You're halfway sleepy. Let's just say you stay up past midnight, you're halfway sleepy. You halfway want to work, but at the same time, you've been up all day. So your mind, as soon as you go to sleep, you're going to forget either most of whatever it is that you learned, or what's even worse is your mind races and you get a really shitty night's sleep. Instead, when you flip the script and you wake up early, then you've got all that stuff done early in the morning. You spend the whole day working, exhausting yourself. You go home, you sleep like a fucking king. I know. It is a life hack, ladies and gentlemen, waking up early. See, the average motherfuckers, the vampires, the cokeheads, the club kids, those motherfuckers will try to tell you that it's cool for an entrepreneur to stay up late at night. And you know what? You got your own choice, but I'm just telling you that when you wake up early, the domino effect that I just laid out for you is a lot more powerful than staying up late. And then when you wake up at 10 o'clock, you've missed half the day. They say the early bird gets the worm. Well, the worm was early too. What the fuck happened to that guy? I'm just saying. All right, number 5, I give you a little nutrition hack here is rhodiola pills. And so there's lots of different places where you can get them. You can go on Amazon. And there's a ton of rhodiola pills. And so the thing with rhodiola is, I don't know, I'm not a nutrition specialist, right? Like that's not my thing. But I can tell you that they help me out a ton. Rhodiola pills have, man. I mean, they have helped me out a ton. And the thing is, they help you stay focused. So it's not as powerful as like Adderall or something of that nature, but it is a herbal supplement that allows you to keep focus on the task at hand. There's lots of supplements out there that have, rhodiola in them, one form or another, and they are just, I mean, it's a powerful thing, and you can feel the difference after a couple of days. You can legit feel a huge difference in the way that your mind operates just because of the way that it works, especially for those of us that have ADD, right? I mean, and I've been taking it for years. It's something that I take every single day for years now. And what it's done is it's truly helped me. It's truly helped me just stay focused, right? And it's probably good for you or whatever. It's not like drinking Monster energy drinks or something like that, where you're wearing your endorphins out and your adrenal gland and your thyroid and all that stuff. So check out rhodiola pills. You can get them all over Amazon. I wish we sold them at integritydrivennutrition.com, but we don't. We're going to have to get some up in the lineup there. We're also going to have some closer caps coming out soon as well. So, but with that being said, you want to make sure that you check out those rhodiola pills, especially if you have ADD, trying to lay off the damn Adderall and shit. Try this stuff instead. It's no way it's going to be near as powerful as Adderall. That's not the point. The point is just to keep you focused on the task in hand. So 5 tips for avoiding distractions, staying focused, and getting shit done. Live and die by a schedule. It's number 1. Number 2, use the Facebook newsfeed Eradicator. It is a extension inside of Chrome. Number 3, hey, put the do not disturb sign up and tell them no ambushing. You can't ambush me, motherfucker. This ain't Vietnam. Number 4, wake up early. From the words of the immortal Pimp C, I'm up early 'cause ain't enough light in the daytime, smoking sweets. I'm not a singer nor a rapper. I have a terrible voice. I don't even know why you listen to me on here in the first place. But for the UGK fans, I'm sure you'll get the reference. Number 5 is a little quick brain hack. Take rhodiola pills. There's plenty of places on Amazon to get your hands on it. It's completely legal. It's a good supplement. Don't abuse it. And look, be sure to head over to elevatortothetop.com. Grab a free copy of my best-selling book, Elevator to the Top. That's elevatortothetop.com. And also make sure that you're signed up and on the list over at hardcorecloser.com. And protect yourself, your family, those you love, and your friends with yourfreealarm.com. And don't forget my damn review, y'all. That's it this week. I'm out, ladies and gentlemen.